And joining us on the phone now, let's hear from our Sheriff of Gilmer County, Stacey Nicholson, and get a sheriff's perspective on these changes and what's happening in our community. Sheriff Nicholson, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Kristy. Thank you for having me.
So how is this pandemic, how are changes in our communities, what are the changes that you're experiencing related to law enforcement, your office, procedure, all of that?
Well, Kristy, we, in one regard, we are working under normal operations. We're still out. We're 24/7. We do have an advantage in some regard on staffing with the school resource. With the schools being closed, I have access to 7 school resource officers, and with the court, much of the operation of the courts being shut down by judicial emergency, I have some court staff basically as extra officers. We are looking at actually putting some of those deputies that are extra, kind of stashing them away and asking them to isolate themselves just in case our officers who are working, if we come down on with a shift, we work in such close proximity to each other that if one person on a shift gets this, more than likely the rest of them, and that goes for any illness actually. We've seen it many times with the flu and things like this, and certainly we're taking great precautions with the current situation, and but we do have some advantages staffing wise because we do have those extra officers. The courts, as you know, the courts are operating only on emergency type basis, dealing with setting emergency bonds for inmates that we need out of the jails, and this goes for circuit-wide, Fannin, Pickens, and Gilmer counties. And then conducting first appearance hearings with inmates who have been arrested. So there's not a lot going on with that. At our jail, we have, I believe it was last Monday, we suspended all visitations and religious and therapy-based groups from coming to the jail for their safety as well as the inmates. We have to look after the health and safety of the inmates in jail. So we've suspended all outside sources coming into the jail or to the jail in Gilmer. And the only people that are coming to the jail from the public are those who are actually there to make a bond for, post a bond for an inmate that's incarcerated.
And regarding the police that are out on their beat, do they have new information about how to protect themselves? Will we see officers in masks, or, they're going to come in contact with anybody and everybody out on the street. So how are they being protected?
Okay, Kristy, here's the stark reality. You're not going to see a lack of or a decline in the police on the streets, but the stark reality is we don't have access to that equipment, to that personal protective equipment yet. We do through our emergency management agency, who is the direct conduit from GEMA, which is the direct conduit from FEMA, the federal government. We have those requests in for equipment, for masks, and things of that nature. At the moment, we don't have access to it. So we are exercising, and we are asking our officers to exercise the same type precautions as the CDC and everyone on down the line is recommended to the public. Just try to keep your space. Try to keep your hands washed. Now, I know that Facebook is a wonderful thing, and it's an evil thing. I know that on Facebook I have seen countless from things we have posted on Facebook since this has really ramped up in this area, we have folks critiquing us on we're standing. This morning, right before this phone call, I was in a meeting, and unfortunately, we're having to sit close to each other in a meeting with all the public safety agency heads in the county. We are meeting regularly, and the public needs to know that we are meeting regularly, and we are a unified one voice that's going back to our governing authorities, the commissioners and the mayors and the city councils, with recommendations and ideas and things like that. But I mean, honestly, at the moment, protection-wise, we are just we're doing our job, and we're going to continue to do our job, and we're just trying to stay as safe as possible.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll let you get back to the important work that you have in serving Gilmer County. And your commission chairman was not able to join us during this program today, but we know that Mr. Paris, is working hard for the citizens of Gilmer County, and we appreciate what you're doing too. And thank you for coming on today to represent law enforcement in our conversation, and also to represent Gilmer County here today.
Yes, ma'am, Kristy.
Thank you so much.